Hello, people of the interweb. Today we'll be taking a look at the Vancouver Canucks, a small snippet of their history, and how a lot of fans, including myself, would love to see the return of the skate jersey. There's been a few signs in the past, so in this video we will be traveling to the past just a tad bit, just to kind of go over what was discussed a bit, and with Jim Rutherford coming in, some of the changes, how he wants to make some of the facilities better for the players to attract more players into the city. So basically, I hopped onto my computer today and did a tiny bit of deep diving into the past and took some snippets that I will share with you into this video. Jim Rutherford, December 09, 2021. As we take a look back, Jim Rutherford gets hired as president, interim GM at the time, and he starts to do his thing. And why have the Canucks installed new black seats at Rogers Arena is one of the first things that pops up out of nowhere. I mean, it's a couple years later, but it's something that comes up, and we start wondering, oh, that's weird, and then we see the seat color, and then we see there's a whole new section in the Canucks stadium with black seats. Does that mean something? And I know what you're thinking. You even look at a team like the Boston Bruins, where they went from their awesome, really cool brown seats, or, for the garden-looking seats, their black seats, generic-looking seats, because it's just, you can't go wrong with black seats in a stadium. But they also do have black-based jerseys. So, in this case, you could say Vancouver, that could be a sign, or it could be just me overanalyzing it. Another good thing worth mentioning is the relationship between Aquilini and Jim Rutherford, and this is a quote by Jim Rutherford: "He really wants to do it. There was no twisting arms here trying to convince him." Rutherford said of his discussions with ownership about spending. So that is just basically, the overall coming up with a practice facility, upping the locker rooms, all that. But yeah, I know seats aren't cheap. Seats aren't cheap, but I think he doesn't mind spending money, in my opinion. You know what? He likes to throw away $6 million at Louis Eriksson. Why not get new seats? Am I right, guys? Anyways, that was a stupid joke, and it still scars us till this day. So now that a few years has passed, let's talk about what has been done. So, and this is something I notice. I don't go to Rogers Arena very often. I live in the Okanagan, so I get to go see one game every couple of years, maybe. And I went down for a concert, and all of a sudden I see this big score clock underneath a drape at the top, and I'm like, what's hiding under there? Well, there was a new Jumbotron, folks. That's a big purchase. I know that has nothing to do really with that means we're getting black skate jerseys, right, guys? But I don't know, for some reason it does feel like a telling to me. And also something that's changed, which we've already mentioned, the black seats. I just feel like it's a big tell, in my opinion. And we need to go over how often the Canucks wear the black skate jersey nowadays. Well, this was posted obviously a little while ago, but the Vancouver Canucks will wear the black skate jersey 18 times this season. 18 times is quite a bit, and I know it's their alternate. I mean, generally they probably usually wear it that much for an alternate. I don't know that, actually. I'm just guessing out loud. But, let's just round it up to 20 times. Like that's quite a bit, and I want to point out how often they do it back to back. So currently, as I make this video, they just lost against Buffalo. It really sucks to be a Canucks fan. Let's just try and forget about that right now, but they wore the black skate. The game before that played against Edmonton, black skate. They do a lot of back-to-backs, and it almost feels like at times that's just their jersey. Like, I'm watching that team, they come out on the ice, a few games in a row, and I'm just like, yeah, those are our boys, that's our team, those are our colors. And it just has that feel. So I almost feel like that's almost easing it in a little bit, like making it more normalized. Maybe it's a test. To be honest, I don't really know anyone that loves the Orca jersey. Does anyone love the Orca jersey? I mean, it's okay. I'll tell you that right now, it's okay. But if they go to the black skate full time, it's the best jersey in hockey. Yeah, seriously, try to change my mind. And as a guy who really enjoys, interior design of arenas and all that, like I could just see it being so cool, like an orange and yellow stripe on the roof going around the whole thing, and just making it dark and scary with black seats, and just super deadly, because they do look fierce out there. They look bigger, they look better. So that's my thoughts on it. I did just want to throw in one more extra fact here. Changing the color of the seats at Rogers Arena has been an obsession of the Canucks fans for a few years now, with many calling them to reflect the team's current and blue and green color scheme. So that was another thing. A lot of people were thinking, oh, we want blue seats to match, the team colors. And there is evidence of that as well. And this is something I had no idea until I started making this video, and I thought it'd be fun just to include it. 2 blue seats were mysteriously installed late last season. This is a while ago, by the way. Don't know the exact date, which had fans buzzing in March. The Canucks told Daily Hive at the time they were exploring new seating options, that the blue seats were samples. And 2 seats, that's not much. Not much, but it is interesting to know that they were thinking of it, because if they put in 2 blue seats, and then they do the whole read up blue seats, there's no freaking way they're changing the logo, because honestly the red seats would kind of match the ones they have now with the black skate, honestly, if you really think about it. So that would make no sense at all. But you know what, folks, I think it's time for me just to ramble a tiny bit here. I just want to give my opinion, and I think there's something tingling in my body. That sounds weird when I say it that way, but something's telling me that it's gonna happen next year. You know what? Let's say they do trade JT Miller and they do a big reshift and they kind of maybe change the team, a fresh start, new jerseys, something. I don't know. I feel like this is there's a new wave of Vancouver hockey, and I think the team could just use a change in general, anyways. But I actually, there's a huge chance they don't change it. I really think that could happen. But I hope I'm right. I hope that it would be something that would come up. I feel like I haven't heard anyone really talk about this in a while, just about the whole jersey change. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Should the Vancouver Canucks change jerseys? It might be 1 or 2 years from now. Could it be next year? Could it be never? Who knows? But I hope you guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful day. And if you could, just click that little subscribe button. If you could, that sounded so creepy. Could you just click that little subscribe? You know what? Thank you for watching, though. I appreciate you, and goodbye.